Dude, there's been times where the only good thing in my life was comedy. And man, when that's it, the only thing you have is that 10 minutes you're on stage killing.
That's bleak, yeah.
Come on, dude. I'm better now. You've met my missus. I'm doing all right.
It's dark, man. Thank you for watching the Jokeaday podcast. My name is Lionel Harris. What is that?
Those are sirens.
Oh, I'm about to say, bro. I thought, see, what you set us up with the horror thing, so I thought it was like for real, bro. I was like, did somebody got like some weird like Halloween jingle like on their phone or something?
No, my phone's muted.
Yeah.
Do not disturb on.
I gotta restart that again, man. That's
no,
deep.
keep that in. I like that.
That was
I like Lionel
unnerving.
not recognizing sirens.
Yeah, bro. It's all I heard was meow.
Man,
meow,
Lionel lives in a
meow.
nice neighborhood. He's like, what are those?
What's that? Jeez.
Yeah, man.
Man, you gotta wait from Richmond. You've been waiting from Richmond too long, man.
Bro, you trying to mess up my suburban life, bro. we got my co-host with me, David Griffin.
What up? I'm trying to be stoic. I was trying.
You going for like the Brad Pitt thing, like. All right.
Sultry, stoic, something like that.
Black Brad Pitt. All right, here we go. You know, I need more next time though. Okay, work on that.
All right.
All right.
Hey,
So,
no, hey,
whoa, easy, easy, buddy. It's a podcast. It's a friendly. It's Jokeaday. Jokeaday, not Chokeaday. No,
right,
no
you're
violence.
A little aggressive. You're a little aggressive. I need more.
Hey man, look, I just dropped snide remarks off in my yeah, that's what I do.
More.
So we got a special guest today, somebody who I've known from the beginning of the scene, watch his development as a comic, watch his growth, like what he's doing, like what he's becoming. Am a fan and a friend. He's always been an encouraging person in the scene too, pleasant person to have around. So make some noise for a good friend of mine, Addison. That's a stoic Hall right there. Yeah, okay.
I feel like stoic means you don't say a lot. It doesn't mean you
Right,
speak
yeah,
softly.
that's what I'm saying. Stoic, he said that. I just,
You know,
that was more of the sultry.
It's really tough to be stoic when you have to repeat yourself.
Right, because I said
Hall.
I said stoic.
What?
I said stoic and sultry.
Stoic and sultry. So
that was the
sultry.
side when
Okay. Okay. It's the R&B side.
the R&B,
of it.
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Judas.
Okay, I got you. All right.
Okay. Thank you for coming out, man.
Thank you guys.
Making the time.
I was excited for this. It was fun. I'm glad I could make the time.
Yeah, bro. I try to start, the podcast out really just to ease in and be friendly because it's not like a
Pause.
Oh man, got you. It's not a got you podcast, but however, this episode is different.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Are we confronting me about something?
Yeah. There's a real reason why you're here.
Confronting.
The real reason why you're here is, I think today or yesterday, David has a podcast with his wife.
Yeah.
Jen Griffin. It's called Coffee and Beignets.
Coffee and beignets.
Yeah, it was her birthday recently.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday.
And
Thank you.
And Addison commented, the only comment, happy birthday, dude.
Wait, was that not,
You put dude on his wife's birthday, bro. You put happy birthday, dude.
Well,
dude's gender neutral, man.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It is.
It is not.
I guess it is.
Good Burger taught us that. We're all
dudes.
dudes.
That might be a generational difference. I use dude interchangeably for everybody.
Yeah.
My girlfriend specifically asked me to stop calling her dude.
I'm like, why, cuz?
I was like, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
I'm right there. I'm with him on that. I do.
Okay.
I use dude a lot. Interchangeable, male, female, doesn't matter.
I have, but I just,
Look
thought
at that.
in that particular.
I
trying to
respect you as a
stir.
comic. That means your premise is bad. You just bail on your whole premise.
Well, no, man.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
not.
like, I do it too.
Yeah.
Well, I have, but I just thought in this context, it just seemed like it made me laugh. Because I was like, does he think it's David's birthday? Like, that's what I thought.
It's the comic in them.
Yeah,
Happy birthday,
happy
dude.
birthday.
Happy birthday, dude. Yeah, this
Yeah.
being general.
Just being general.
All right, I guess I had to start this again now because it didn't land. You know what I'm saying? So
No,
we're
I
not
don't
going
want- we're not going to do it where I look bad. Let's start this over.
No. But thank you for making the time to be on. And usually I like to ask, you know what? I'm gonna let the stoic sultry dude ask the first. He never asked the first question.
And you wanna mess up your
My rhythm?
The streak? You want to end your streak?
Yeah, it don't have to be a streak.
Okay, I'm just saying.
You know Addison just as well as I do.
I'm curious.
You can drink it, just
what-
don't show the label. Just don't show the label unless they sponsor us.
I'm just curious about what how did you get your start in stand up? Like what made you want to do it?
So what made me? I was always a funny kid.
Yeah.
But I was only ever really funny around people I knew. And then in my teen years, I saw some like really bad violence. I saw someone die up close and stuff like that. And so after that, I had really bad social anxiety naturally. And I read about a thing called exposure therapy.
Okay.
So this is like after I got sober the first time, and like I was trying to figure out a way to get back into being around people socially without, because I got to the point where like I was literally practicing talking to like cashiers and stuff like that. So I was working out all the time, like we were talking about before the podcast, and I read about exposure therapy. And the idea of exposure therapy is like if you're scared of train rides, you go to the train station. Then the second time you go to the train station, you buy a ticket, you stand on the platform. Third time you actually get on the train, get back off, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I did it, and I figured like if I just do stand-up comedy, which is clearly like you put yourself in front of people where you have to talk, is the most extreme version of talking to someone possible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to Kazi's Comedy Club in Newport News, not far from where I was living at the time. And first night I just went, and it's funny because I actually met Nick Dees there, and he did this joke about wanting to kill himself, and I really liked it. And that was the first time I talked to him. I was like, "Hey man, I really like that one bit." And he's like, "Oh, it's the whole set. That's the one that stuck with you." Huh? And then the next week I went, and I did well my very first time. And I remember because I had that new guy thing where I got a laugh and I paused because I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where they're clearly shocked.
Yeah.
And I just kind of fell in love with it after that. And it became like a great resource of like friends, and all of a sudden you're a part of this community, and then like you're on shows and you're traveling around. So
That's cool. I remember early. Oh, go ahead.
No. I was just saying, wow.
Okay. I remember early in your career, a lot of your jokes were about murder and dismemberment and serial killers.
Yeah.
What made you make that change, man?
I think honestly it was a lot of growth. And the thing I found about myself is I don't really I never try to hit on the vein everyone else is hitting on. Do you know what I mean? Where like everyone else, they like I had what I thought was a pretty decent COVID joke, right? And my COVID joke was like, y'all remember when the pandemic started opening up again and we were able to drive, and the first time you sat in traffic and your first thought was, COVID could have killed some more people. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was a solid joke. No one else had approached it that way. But when you're at open mics when stuff was opening up again, everyone had COVID jokes. And I was like, well, I don't want to be another one doing COVID jokes. So the serial killer thing, I was actually fascinated by serial killers. I was a weird kid. I'm still a weirdo.
This was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Matter of fact.
I'm talking about when I started. Yeah. So back when I started, it's right about the time the serial killer boom happened, where like
there was a boom.
Yeah, there was podcasts. So there's podcasts
like
and
the true crime.
Yeah, like My Favorite Murderer, stuff like that. It really started blowing up, and my buddy always busts my balls about it, saying I'm a hipster. But I never. Usually, if a bunch of people are on it, I usually kind of fall away from it. So it's like and also funny enough, Lorraine, who was down here, who was still living here at the time, she ran Sunday Funnies. She was like, "You're funny. Please stop doing that serial killer joke." So shout out to her. So I started pivoting away. So this is how it happens. And you just hit on veins that work. And it's like, I found out through comedy that my family experience was very odd, was very different than most people's.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of fun stories out of that. And just like, because that's the thing, sometimes I would just riff on stage and tell an actual story, and there'd be a bunch of laughs in there. It's like, oh, I should clean this up. And
okay, so since you brought that up, how true is the story that you tell about your father?
Which one?
I want to set you up to tell the story.
All right,
but I mean,
are you talking about the 7-Eleven fight story?
Yeah.
All right, so that's 100% a true story. The difference is we weren't with him when it happened. So
Now hold on. Is it one with a trucker and is that the same one?
So there's two different ones. So there's one where we're in the Home Depot parking lot. There's that one. And then there's the one in the 7-Eleven where the truck cut us off.
That's the one I'm talking about.
So it's like it was a pickup truck that cut him off. So they started getting in a screaming match, and this is like when I was like 6 or something. And my dad at the time, this to paint the picture for you guys is he's like 5'6", He's probably 140 pounds. He's shredded.
Yeah.
But he's not a big dude.
Yeah.
But the thing is that he came from a rather abusive household, had a lot of anger, so he got into martial arts when he was like 17.
Yeah.
And talking about like he trained every day.
Yeah.
And this wasn't like the, shopping mall.
Right.
Like, yeah. This is, they did full contact sparring every night of the week.
Okay.
Which is really bad, by the way. Don't do that. But it gets you good. It gets you
it gets you good, but
Good fast. It's a shortcut to greatness.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be good, and then your 50s, you're gonna forget a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So yeah, no, he pulled over into a parking lot, and he said he was wearing actually like khaki pants and dress shoes and a button-up shirt, and he hit the first guy. And then the second guy came at him, and he turned to hit him with an axe kick, and he actually hit him. And I don't tell this part in the story on stage, but he knocked the guy out, but his leg was up past his head, and the guy fell into him, and it pulled his groin muscle.
Oh.
So yeah, my dad had to get like a massage gun on him like every night for months afterwards.
Wow.
But no, that was like who I grew up around. Like I grew up. It's funny. I was talking to Becky about this. Is like which is my girlfriend. Violence was like a reality. Like my dad was never violent with us, but like me and my brother sparred.
And of course, you have to say that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm 31 now. I can tell on him. What was he gonna do? But no, it was like violence was like a real thing. Like it was not like movies. It wasn't like, oh, that's what they do on TV. It's like no, like if you're not nice to someone, violence can happen. And like my dad trained me and my brother. We had a heavy bag in the garage. We had wrestling mats. My brother was like a really high level wrestler. And it's kind of thing where like I was this weird fat kid who liked Spider-Man, comic books, and serial killers and weird history facts.
Yeah.
But if you got me angry, I could do a single leg takedown and pin you, and then hit you in the head with my hand until I got sore. So
Your brother got the ears going on?
No.
Okay.
I don't know how like my nose is all messed up.
Yeah.
Outside of that, like my brother's fine.
Okay.
I'm the one who took all the ass whoopings. So, like I got a scar in my head, and like when I'm really tan, it comes out, and like I can't really breathe out of my nose. But so
Yeah, you need to do that.
I want to actually. You can get a corrective surgery, which is I'm thinking about. I want to get if I have money one day. So.
If I had money one day, I'll tell you.
But yeah, it's literally like I can't breathe out of my nose when I'm sleeping, so I have to like sleep with my mouth open. Sucks.
How do you think your family influences like affects your comedy?
I think it 100% affects it in every possible way. My parents had a lot of shortcomings as people, but my parents really gave me a great moral foundation. My parents are literally the people that they had nothing, but they would give you a shirt off their back. My parents had multiple people stay with us growing up. And it's funny because, like, especially nowadays, like, Republicans, especially religious Republicans, are always perceived as, like, they're racist and they're bigoted. It's like my dad lived with a gay guy in the 80s just because he was his cousin and he loved him, cared about him. And, like, we had multiple people stay with us. And, like, my dad's buddy, Mr. Mike, who was this mixed race Korean guy and black dude, lived with us. We had my dad's buddy Ron lived with us when his wife kicked him out. Like my parents always took people in, always helped people, always fed people, and we didn't have much, man. But I think that really helped, and like that influenced how I am as a person. Where like I'm very much, I reached out to you during the like to check on you, like, hey man, how are you doing? Like all that stuff. That's the kind of guy I am, and like that affected how I am as a comedian. Where it's just like I'm also someone I'm very much march with the beat of my own drum.
Yeah.
Which I think helps a lot in comedy because you see a lot of people like. You'll see these dudes fall into like these social little circles within comedy,
right?
And then they all kind of sound alike, and they're all doing similar bits. We're like, well, we're the guys who do the dark bits, or we're the guys who do the political bits, and I'm always up there being like, I don't know, I have a canned meat bit now. Like my stuff's so weird, you know what I mean? Where it's I think that's really had a lot to do with my family, where my family was doing their own thing. So I think that's kind of I brought that into my adult life and into my comedy. So
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. It was a couple of like I saw, and everything you said, I saw like a couple of like entrance ways where I can like take a couple of punchlines at you. Yeah. But like after all the violent history and everything, I kind of hesitated. I was like, do I want the smoke? You know what I'm saying? Do I want the Addison smoke?
Isn't that why David's here?
Not at all.
No, David coming on the injured reserve list.
This is the time I'm confident. He's a purple bet. Otherwise, he would kill me. I feel confident now.
Man, hold on. Did you just demote me? Did he just say you the muscle? Is that what he just said? Like you the bodyguard? Is that essentially what happened?
I mean, it's kind of obvious, but you know, I'm not.
You know what, man? If it's 2 against 1, bro, we just gonna see how it play out. You know what I'm saying?
I've won a 2 against 1 before.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight you guys. I like you guys.
I know, man, because like you had black people at your house.
I do all the time.
That was what. I was like, do I want to take this shot at Addison right quick?
Well, the reason I say that is because I think it's funny where it's like, it's funny, me and my buddy were talking about this not too long ago. It's like the idea that all Republicans are these super racist people. And that wasn't my experience. That's all. That was the point of that statement.
No, I got what you were saying, bro. I knew what you were saying. I can't help myself.
I know.
But no, I understand what you're saying.
It's the same thing like my buddy Brandon Romo used to do home repair stuff. And something I always joke with him about is someone who does a lot of home repair stuff. If someone has a hate has no home here sign in front of their house, they're going to be an asshole to you. They're going to treat you like shit. They really are. And that's not me being like there was one person. I've had that happen with multiple people. Yeah. And then like you'll have a guy with a Confederate flag who'll just be like, hey, can I make you lunch? And Brandon Romo, son of immigrants, Mexican fellow, went to a house with a Confederate flag waving under a Trump flag. And he's like, that lady walked out and gave us lemonade, like on a tray. Mm-hmm. And I've always thought that was such an interesting observation. It's the same thing of like, I know a lot of really
That's because it was urine with lemons in it. She couldn't wait to serve it on a tray.
Now I'm thinking about it, like, the lemonade takes it off.
Yeah, had an ammonia. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I've always thought that was interesting because if you listen to like a lot of certain comics talk, you would think that the world's a certain way, and it's like, well, I don't see that too often.
Well, it's like it is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Some people do fit into hard, like stereotypes, and
that's why stereotypes exist. That's the weird thing, right?
Yeah, some of them are true. I mean, they're true about certain people, but
it's like the one that I know is to be true, and it sucks because I'm in that section, which is like the contractor thing. I've worked with a lot of shady contractors. There's dudes who just do shitty work and they're shady and they just get by, and it's just like. You understand? Like I 100%. Like I'm not that guy. My dad's not that guy. But I get why people are like, oh yeah, you have to watch yourself around a contractor. He'll try to get you. I was like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah. I've hired all of them, by the way. All the ones you knew, they probably stopped by my house somewhere and scarred me. And I just want to say, like off the rec, everybody that's watching, I want you to watch my transformation because I'm in the gym now. You know what I'm saying?
You look good.
You know what I mean? And it's muscles on this side of the table as well. So I don't know what Addison was talking about.
I did want to say this. So I have a bunch of like comedy photos. I have a bunch of comedy photos on my computer. And I have one from like I was probably a year and a half in. It was when me and you did a capstan mic. It was like us. It was like Rome was there, Andrew, Rock, that Axel guy. You remember Axel?
I might know him by face.
Yeah,
I can't picture
real
that.
Skinny dude. Yeah. So it was all of us, and you were really heavy at the time. You lost a bunch of weight, it looked like. It's good on you, buddy.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? It's my journey, bro.
Yeah.
It's my journey. You know what I mean? What you laughing at me right now, bro? Just because he said I was really heavy, now you got something you want to say. Get it off your chest, man.
I'm not saying nothing.
Get it off your chest, muscle man.
Now's your time to get him, Lionel. He's hurt.
Yeah.
You the brains, I'm the muscle. That's all.
Man. The sensitivity.
That's all he's trying to see.
Yeah, the sensitivity right now is. I'm telling you, I just let it show. I just own it though.
You just didn't have a punchable face. That's all that needs.
And you're not supposed to hit a guy with glasses, so that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. What else? What did you have on?
I don't know what I was gonna say because we just got off on this tangent.
Tangents are good though, man.
Tangents are good.
Tangents are good. That's how you get the
But
good
not when
stuff.
you over 40 because it make you forget what you
what you was talking about.
What I was talking about. Well, I had something, but
yeah, that don't be, and it seemed like it'd be like right there in your grasp. It's like
it's like right
sand.
here. It's like right off on the outside.
I know what it was.
Yeah, that's the urgency in which I write jokes. Like if I think of a joke, I don't care if I'm on the highway going 70, I'm gonna type it as I'm driving. I might die, but I got to get that idea out.
Yeah, it's worth it, bro.
I'll forget it 2
I definitely
exits
had
down.
like pop up in the middle of the night and grab my phone, write something down.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't, when you wake up
Just
the next
goes
day,
away.
yeah.
The amount of
Dream
times I'll be
jokes.
like, I have a great premise, and it's
Yeah.
like, I'll get to it. And it's like, what was that premise?
Yeah.
You won't get to it, bro.
No, no, and it's funny because like I'm starting to try to write in a cleaner fashion, actually, off of your advice. So I'm writing like these premises that are like I said, the canned meat premise. I'm working on like I have IBS,
Okay.
so I'm writing like a whole
Okay.
chunk on like. I like spicy food, but like I have to know where I'm going to be the next day. I have to like game plan.
Yeah.
like,
You premeditated murder.
oh yeah, I need to know where the exits are, so I have to run out, dude.
Right. Got you. Okay,
Yeah.
so since we doing that, everybody that I bring on, I try to do something called sit down to stand up, which is just if you have a new bit or something that you're working on, we workshop it with you, help you get it ready for the stage. You can take the advice or not, but just for fun right now on the podcast, if you got something.
I got a new thing.
All right, let's do it.
I
man.
don't know how. I don't know how clean you guys are.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, cool.
If it's crazy, I'll just believe out the craziness. But
so
we're gonna get to that.
I literally just wrote just the single sentence, and I'm expanding on it now on stage, which is Jason Voorhees the first incel? So like the whole and right there. That's the thing. Like I'm trying to see if it's been done. I'm sure it has.
You didn't Google it. We talked about this.
Yeah,
I remember. I saw you when you first worked it out. Yeah.
And like, well, you seen how I do it. Where like, so I start with like that premise, and then like I expand on the fact that it's like the first movie is his mom, and to me it's just funny. This like a 65-year-old woman, this hunting down and killing all these young, healthy, fit people. Like
Yeah.
that's just a funny I don't know if you saw me. Well, you weren't there. Well, I think I did a Bucketheads where the premise of like.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, spoilers, but Kevin Bacon's character is like laying in a bed and Jason Voorhees' mom shoves an arrow through his throat. And this is the concept of a 65-year-old woman holding a 20-year-old fit man down while also like under a bed. So it's like a bad angle. And it's
Right.
like that's a funny thing to like work through. Like, so I got a bunch of stuff I'm trying to expand on that. And like, I think it's funny too, as we talked about earlier, where it's like I present as traditionally masculine, and I think it's really funny to talk about how handsome and beautiful young Kevin Bacon is, and like the premise of like, which I've been working it out. I don't know how many other people see this, but like that weird thing where like a dude who's like early 20s who's pretty, you know what I mean, where he's pretty,
Yeah.
but he also kind of looks like an older woman, like you know what I mean, like he's like like an attractive 50-year-old woman. Do you know what I mean? Like yeah, see, all right. So as long as you guys get what I'm saying, like,
Yeah, I know what you said.
that's like I like that because I think talking on that for a long time and then going, see, you guys just responded just like my girlfriend did, like because I did it at Kazi's and I didn't get much towards the end when I was expanding on that, and then when I said that got a laugh because it's like me, like okay, yeah, he's acknowledging that it's weird.
Well, it's specific. And whenever
Yeah.
you touch on something that's a super specific observation, you're going to grab people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is
I think
super-
that's
that's
comedy,
funny.
bro. That's comedy.
Well, like that's just like to me is so silly and exactly what I want to do with comedy. Where it's I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. I'm just up there trying to make you laugh, being
Yeah.
silly,
Yeah.
lighthearted, and I'm digging what I got so far. But I've only been working it for a week, so
Okay.
Your family life bleeds over into your act, and your dad living with that gay man, I think, helped you.
yeah, I think all of it. I think all of it helps.
yeah. It helps you.
It really helps when like your parents are like, we gotta be good because we're Christians, and it's just like it's 11:30. We're gonna be late for church, so we're not going. Like,
That's how I am. My family wasn't like that, bro. Like you had to go to church.
yeah.
Yeah, man. And now it's just like my faith now I think is more, I try to work it into a more practical, as things come up in life, then we talk about different things that I feel like I've learned about God or the Bible or whatever the case may be as it comes up in life more so to make it more, I try to make it more practical than just.
Yeah, I'm that annoying guy where like I'm agnostic. You know, like it could go either way.
Why do you think that's annoying?
Because whoever, like, if like a great example is Parker Clay, a local guy.
Right.
I love winding him up with that's because if anyone who in the scene who knows Parker Clay, you all know what I'm talking about. right?
Yeah. Parker is atheist.
And he
Yeah.
makes sure everyone knows it.
Yeah.
He mentions
Yeah.
it in almost every set.
Every
Yeah.
set.
And
Every
it's kind of thing where like I've always been the guy. I'm a guy really in the middle a lot of times, and I just think it's fun to poke holes in either side's thought process. You know what I mean? Just to make people think. And it's fun to spin people up.
But that seems to be your thing. I think
Yeah.
that's something that we have in common. And
I think that's something me and you both have in common. Because the things that me and you laugh about, like outside of Mike, of like, that's hilarious.
Well, no, I just mean like you just said like a lot of times you was like, when you were talking to us and telling us about your childhood or telling us about what you like or telling us about comedy, it was like everybody else like it. I don't like that shit no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I go the opposite way.
I'm a contrarian.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I have that in common.
I love that.
Almost to a fault. Because now, like, what I had to do as an adult is actually allow myself to like things that I actually did like, but I refused to let myself like it because everybody else liked it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it was hot, I'd be like, yeah.
You got a couple kids, don't you?
2.
Yeah. So you can't really, you don't want to have weirdos like me in your house, I guess.
You know what, though, man? Like, you were talking, so I kind of wanted you to finish what you were saying, but I can get into that. But, you know, man, like, I'm coming around, like, I think from my background and, like, my childhood, you said you saw that. I saw violence. I saw things that, like, really scarred me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That I don't really... I don't know if it's made it into my act. I may have said some things on stage before.
I mean, I think it has. I've heard you talk about your dad on stage.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't talk about my mom. That's what I'm saying. That's some of the stuff. That's more of the more scarring type stuff. But like, I have like I've had to work through control issues and things I need to feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So that I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Something like in my early 20s, forgive me, I don't think I said it on the podcast, but I spent like every night working out, and I didn't listen to music most of the time. I would be listening to like history podcast or books about psychology, and I'm like just trying to like unwrap.
Oh, you a different type person.
Oh, I'm a weirdo, dude. I, like
you want to listen. You want to listen to talk radio while you lift weights,
dude.
Bro, you training for the revolution.
That's literally what I was doing. You'd be listening.
That's where I'm at in my life too.
I was deadlifting to a book called Guns, Germs, and Steel, which is like how society started. But I've always been like that. Like my brother would be watching cartoons and like come home. I would talk to my dad about cartoons, and like I'd go like, I read a whole book about Stalin. You want to hear about that? And he's like, what? So I spent a lot of time trying to like unravel stuff. And the thing you read about is like there's this thing called like generational trauma, where like my dad came from extreme abuse, and my grandfather was like a Vietnam vet, Army Ranger who did 3 tours. That means he went there twice, and when the weather's nice, I'll go back a third time.
Right.
So it's just like you just start unwinding like all this stuff, and I think I was so stiff for most of my 20s because it was like I was given bad tools to be around people because I was never really good with it going when I'm not okay, or I'm not comfortable. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'd be in friendships with dudes who were just abusive. Like that was something I've been reflecting on a lot lately. Like I had friends who were actively horrible to me as a person, and I'd be there for them, show up. So then you start becoming like you put what you need and what you want on the far back end, and then you bring that into friendships and relationships. And the thing is, I think that attracts people who will abuse that and take advantage of it.
Yeah,
of course.
And it took me into 29 to realize that as a guy of this like the amount of time I had people who would just be like these succubus on my time, or they like spinning me up, or they like make me feel like, and it was weird because like it's very weird to be like a guy who like I could hurt you like really bad, and you just be poking me, and I go home and be like, why are they poking me? What am I doing? Like I'd literally go like, why? What am I doing? So it took me a long time to get there.
I think it was. I don't think the issue was kindness. Because you want to be kind. I think the issue is boundaries.
It's drawing a line. That's
boundaries.
It's not kindness. That was the thing I was trying to express was it's when you grow up in a household where you're not allowed to have no, we have to do this.
Yeah.
Like, hey, your uncle f***ed up again. You have to go. We have to go do this. You have to go figure this out. And like you carry that because you think that's the normal thing. And it made it where like the things I do that I think are like the bare minimum of like friends, I like the checking on people thing. That's something that gets brought up so often about me. I think this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to check on people you care about. I care about you. I think you're a good dude. So that's what I'm like I don't know if you remember, like we were outside of Pleasure House one night and you were talking about quitting. And I was like, don't quit. I think you're funny. I think your insights on stuff are really original. And I really could see you doing something in this. And I mean that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Man. And I just like.
And just so you know, I haven't thought about quitting since last week. I talk to David all the time, bro. Like, yo, man, this is for the birds, man.
I'm intense. I understand that.
No, I'm talking about quitting, like comedy specifically,
Comedy
bro. It's hard on you, bro.
There's a quote I love. It's a collection of advice from comics that I'll send it to you guys after this. But it's like one of the quotes is, if you're not thinking about quitting, you're not trying hard enough. I love that. I think about that a lot.
Yeah.
Like when you bomb and you have to drive an hour home or longer, and you're like, you have like $30 in your pocket, and you put 20 in gas, and you're like, what am I doing?
Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah, the reward for, you know what I mean? Sometimes it don't seem like the squeeze is worth the juice. That's what I try to simplify that. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that.
And then you have that one moment where you kill and you're like, I'm meant to do this.
Yeah, this is what it's
You know
all
what?
about.
Those friends that you talk about, that suck, like comedy is that friend sometimes.
Oh, it is.
Because comedy will just be like, take this. I hate you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you suck. And then one day comedy will be like, here's a new joke.
Yeah.
Here's a new joke, daddy.
My
You be
friend.
like, oh
And
yeah,
you'll be seeing
you love
people
me again.
Or you have the weird thing with comedy where it's like, that guy's not very funny. That person's not very funny. Why are they getting on all these shows? Why am I not getting any of these shows? What am I doing wrong?
Bro, that's a conversation we always have. I told you, bro, you can't get sucked into that.
Oh no, because of you, I've learned to let it. Like I said, I've really. This, like, to put a stamp. Last year and a half, I've really grown a lot as an individual. Just like,
You sound like it, man. You sound like you're working through. Let me ask you this: do you feel
Is
that
it the beard?
no, the beard. I hate this beard, but it looks better than no beard. Like this, like otherwise, I just look like I have a stone for a head.
do you feel like if you get whole that you won't be able to do comedy anymore?
I really think about that a lot. I'm so glad I'm not. That's never something I've said out loud. I think about that a lot because that's the thing, man. You look like I'm not gonna say his name, but there was a friend of mine who started comedy about the same time I did, and we became friends. And he was a dude who he had everything I wanted, like a great girlfriend, great job, great family, new car. No lingering addiction issues. No anger. That's like having that as someone who grew up around angry men. Meeting a guy who's just like, I don't know, man. Like you just like that. You're like, wow, how are you doing this? And he never pushed as hard as I did, and it's because he already had a pretty nice system, pretty nice, just coasting. Where like, there's been times where the only good thing in my life was comedy. And man, when that's it, the only thing you have is that 10 minutes you're on stage killing.
That's bleak. Yeah.
Come on, dude. I'm better now. You've met my missus. I'm doing all right.
It's dark, man. All you got is 10 minutes, bro. Yeah. Bro.
I mean, I have a good 20 now. After that, but it's a steep drop off after that.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Making me realize I ain't gonna make it.
What?
I got too much good.
Yeah, you got a loving family and everything. Right.
I don't. It's not that I don't think people with something good, but it's just like he just didn't have a reason to. I'm gonna go home. My girl's there. We're gonna watch a movie.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, dude. I'm gonna go to this bar mic an hour away where there's 4 people. And I'm gonna talk too long with this girl who's missing a couple. So,
Yeah.
who's the real winner here, dude?
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's like a fun thing. Like there is some bleak. There was an open mic that was at a bar that multiple times have been shut down by the police. Someone kicked in the door where the doorknob was, and so they just put a block of wood and screwed the doorknob to the block of wood on this door, who clearly had a hole on it for the men's bathroom. And I walked in there one time and watched a local guy who I still see sometimes shooting heroin in the bathroom. And it's like, dude, you got to go up in like 3 guys. It's like, how long does heroin last? You can do this.
That's the takeaway from this. You got to go up in 3 guys, man. How long does heroin last?
It's like, can you imagine
wait
someone
till
calling
after
his
your
name
set?
and he's just holding on to the mic stand, all nodding off?
Yeah.
Dating's weird. Just like,
Hey, everybody.
exactly.
Like,
Just,
It's like, you could hold on to after your set.
Yeah, bro, you could wait. You could just hold it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just tap that vein after you get off stage,
man,
baby.
shouldn't that be like a treat?
That's exactly. If I do well,
Good set.
you can use
All
it for either reason. If you bomb or if you have a good set,
Right,
that's your
right,
reward,
right.
you know?
Oh man, yeah, There's a lot of that. There is a lot of like it's funny because I was talking to another young comic about that, where it's just like you'll get these really lost people in comedy, and it's like clearly they're just looking like for a social outlet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like
it's a fraternity, man. People looking for that connection and belonging, and and comedians are typically like unique people anyway.
Well,
they're searching for something anyway.
You mix a bunch of different people. Like the you're always the guy I bring up. I think me and you being friends is the funniest thing possible. But like I'm better now. But back in the day, you made friends with like a guy who had anger issues, who was fighting people regularly, was a former pillhead, like recently sober, and you're like, I gotta go home to my kids, and I'm like, okay, dude, I'm gonna try to fuck the bartender and fight that guy. Like, it's so funny that we were friends, and like we were good friends. We would talk for like 20 to 30 minutes after mics, and he's like, all right, dude, I'm going home. He's like, I'm gonna go back inside and get trashed.
Till your kids high. Addison, would you tell people, this is your camera right here, just tell people where to find you on social. Yeah, tell people.
Addison Hall on Instagram. Follow me there. I'm planning to start putting out clips. I got a bunch of good footage. I'm also gonna be starting a podcast soon called Dyson Dudes, which will be fun. We talked about a little like role play improv podcast thing. So
cool.
Yeah.
David, tell people where to find you.
DavidGriffinComedy.com. That's where you can get to all my social from there. Also, Coffee and Beignets is the podcast. It's me and my wife talking about stuff.
Happy birthday, dude.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jennifer.
It's a good callback. It's solid. Yeah. That's pretty solid, actually. I like that. I can't hate on that. Yeah. It's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
This time, we'll
yeah, it missed before. LionelHarris.com. You can find me there. Links to all my social shows, everything I got coming up. Jokeaday podcast on the socials and YouTube and all of that for this. And you also can find me at the gym after this episode.
Dude,
you'll find me there just putting up mad plates.
I can send you some books, dude. Some 6 books to listen to.
As always, I never know how to close it out, so bye.
All right, that was fun, man. Thanks for having me. Oh, dude, the story I was going to say. Do you remember that time me and you were at, and that porn star was on stage? Bro. And Lionel just turned to me and went, I'm going to go home and hug my daughter.